Hello everyone, and welcome to day 22 of my advent calendar. And today I'll be making paper star lanterns, and in miniature of course. This one is a bit bigger, and I'll show you how to make them. Now first I'll show you how to make this bigger one, because it's easier to show you on a bigger sheet of paper how to do this than when it's tiny. Now you start with 2 sheets of square paper, and I'm using this origami paper just because I like it. And start with one, and you fold that one in half, and it's good to be precise here, and which is a little bit difficult for me because, as you know, I can't see very well with the camera overhead. So fold that in half, then fold the left corner to the top so that the top matches and the corner here is in the corner. And really you don't need the whole fold, you just need to find the center point. So if you don't want to fold it all the way, you don't have to. You can just do that. And do the same with the other corner. Fold that down so that you get a triangle basically, and we want to find that center point. So then we take the right corner, bottom corner, and we take the point to that center point in that square, or in that cross we just found or made. Put that point in there and fold that like that. Then take that point and fold that back and on that edge there, so that you get a nice point here, like that. Make a nice line. Then take the left hand corner again and fold that towards this line, and make sure that this point down here is nice and sharp. Like that. Score the edges with your fingers or your nails. And then this center line, fold that back and make that nice and straight. Make sure that point is nice and sharp again. And get that line to match like that. And then you've got this, I don't know, it looks like a paper bag for French fries, which we do in Holland and Belgium as well. We put the French fries in a paper bag like that. Now, it's good to do, up to this point, do the other one as well. Exactly the same thing. And now we have to cut this off, this top bit. And we want to make the cut exactly at the same point on both of them. So if I'm going to start here, and this is one of the folded parts that comes away, and you go a little bit down. So let's say we'll cut it here to this point here, where it's folded here. So then we make that cut there. if we do that, and we have to do the same thing on the other one, exactly the same point. So you can either measure it or put them together and make sure that you're the point where you start and the point where you end up. So here, they're in the same spot, because you will you want to end up with two star shapes that are exactly the same size. So we make, and you don't have to draw that on there, that's just for me to show you, that makes it a little bit clearer. So, and then you take some sharp scissors and cut that out, or cut that off. And then you should have two parts that are the same size, and you can check. This one is a tiny bit there. And when they're bigger, that's not such a huge issue, but as you go smaller, that tiny bit that I just cut off, that looks like a lovely M. Totally unrelated. That tiny bit that you just cut off, that does make a difference in miniature. So now we've got two of these. The next step is that we're going to cut tabs so that we can glue the stars together. And here you've got the points of the star, and in the low part, so when it goes in there, in between the points, you just make a mark exactly on that fold line, and you have to make a cut, and the cut again has to be the same length. So in this case you can measure it so that they all will have the same length, because this will all add to the accuracy once they're folded and glued. And again, if they're bigger, that's not such a huge issue, but if they're the smaller you go, if they're in miniature, that does make a difference. So let's just start by measuring this. And you cut those exactly on that fold line up to your mark. Same for that one. And we have to do one more cut, so just fold that open, and then in between the last one, which was folded, we have to do the same thing. Just make a mark and cut on the line. Then, when you've made all of the cuts, just turn them over, and from the cut, you fold that over to the point. And this is a little bit fiddly, and you can imagine in miniature that would be even worse. But we can do it. Like that. And I just use my scissors to hold that point in place when I'm folding it. And do that with all of them, and also on the other side, so you get little tabs for gluing on all of the points. Then after you've folded all those tabs over, there's 2 points of the star that are folded inwards instead of outwards. So just take those and fold that over so that they fold out. This one as well. There. You can fold them over, give those edges another extra. There. Now it's like that. And then, if you've done the other one, you can glue them together. And you can use any kind of paper glue for that. I'm just using tacky glue. And then try to be very precise, not get glue everywhere. And glue them together. And then, if you've done that, glue everything together, you can gently push it back and you'll have a star shape. And sometimes you have to help the shape a little bit to get it back to where it will go up in the star shape again. That's the basic idea. Now, one more thing I wanted to show you. These 2 stars were made from the same size paper, but these points are much sharper than these, and that's because you can cut in the beginning when you make that first cut. You can make it sharper, but also if you make the cuts for the folding tabs, if you cut those a little bit deeper, then this fold will be sharper as well, meaning that your point will be sharper, which depends on what you want. I quite like the sharp one, but yeah, so that's how you do that. And now for the miniature. Now, to determine the size of your star, the one I just made came from a sheet of paper like this one, which is 15 by 15 centimeters. And it's only slightly smaller than the sheet of paper. And here I'm making another one, and this one is again slightly smaller than a sheet of paper. And this one is 10 by 10 centimeters. So if we want, let's say, a star that's 5 centimeters big, I wouldn't go bigger than 5.5 by 5.5, or even just keep it 5 centimeters, because that would be quite a big star in miniature. So here I've got some 10 by 10 centimeter paper, and I can make 2 stars out of that one. And, 2 full stars, just so 4 half ones. And I think the 5 centimeters will be fine. There. And now I'll make stars out of this in miniature. Well, as I said, that was fiddly, and it's not perfect, but it's nice. Oh, the back is not that good, but it's really nice, and if you spend some time on it, and you will get better the more you do it, but you know, you'll have a lovely Advent star. And now I'm going to make another one because I want to put a light inside. I just want to show you the size in here. I think the size is good. And this was the 5 centimeter square sheet. So that's perfect for 12 scale. So I've made 2 more, and this time I've just used printer paper. And I'm going to do something else with them. Remember those shapes I cut out? And some of them I cut out the center. And I was left with these edges. And I thought I could glue them on the star shape and cut them out around there. And then I would have a lovely shape. So I'm going to try that. And it would have holes in there so the light would shine through. So I'm going to try and do that. So I'll just position that on there. And this one is nice because it's got little heart shapes. There and there. So I'll just trace around it. And on the inside as well. Because I'll need to cut that out. There. And I'll just mark the top. That one's top. And I'll try and cut most of it away so that I'm left with the edge. Maybe cut it first. Now if I glue that on there, I have part of the circle complete, and now I have to do that on the other bigger one as well. I've glued it in, and I've strengthened all the edges and the center with some more glue. And then I refolded all those lines because of course that circle didn't have any fold lines. But now it's all folded again, and it looks like a star. I really rather like it. And now I have to just fold the tabs. When you're doing the little tabs on the small stars for gluing, the gluing tabs, I find it easiest to just slide that star to the edge of my work table and then put my ruler on there, one end on the point of the star and the other one at the end of the cut. Then put your ruler there and just push up that little tab, and then it's much easier to fold on the correct line than if you try to do this freehand. And then just go on to the next one and keep going like that. And just continue all the way around. And then the other side as well, of course. Like that. And you can even use your ruler to smooth it down. Fold it and smooth it. Right, I've had a bit of a fail. It was looking really nice, and it was almost finished, and then I started painting it because of the color difference of the paper with the doily, and I wanted to paint it just with acrylic paint, and I did, and it just completely collapsed on me. The doily paper broke, see, over there, and the printer paper also was going all mushy, and I really did not expect that, to be honest. And look, and here it's dented, and it just, I know there's paint here because I was trying to rescue it and grabbing onto it and trying to push it into shape, and it's just beyond repair. I do really like it. It's very, the effect is very pretty. If it would have been okay with the paint, then it would have been a really nice star, because it's, yeah, I'm more than like, I love that circle in there. And if I would put a light in there, it would be beautiful. However, this is, well, let's just put this down to experience. And I'm going to make a new one. Now, I don't have any white or cream paper, and I do have this, but and it's white on the back, but if you put a light in there, it will shine through. The stars will shine through, so I cannot use that one. So I painted some paper, and I think it will be okay once I fold it. It looks a little bit wobbly now. And I've also taken a new doily, and I've also painted that. So I've painted it before, so now the color is the same or similar. So I'm going to redo it, the whole process again, with the painted paper. So let's hope it will work then. And I'm not going to show you that whole process again, because this video is way longer than I thought it would be already. But it's the same process. It's just going to be finished when you see it. And hopefully it will be okay. Well, the Advent Starlight is finished, and I'll show you in a minute. But first I'd like to show you this. If you remember the Christmas decorations, the window decorations I did, they were laminated. And this was a test piece. And I thought I'd try scoring that. And I did. And it works perfectly fine. Just score them on the inside, and you can fold them as well. So you could make one of those stars with a laminated plastic. It's just that I don't have any plastic glue, so I didn't make anything with it. But it does work, as you can see. So another idea. It's finished. Well, it still isn't great looking, and I'm saying it's the paper because look, here's the other paper that I used, and that was my first one, and that's looking a lot better. So printer paper, not that great. I would say go with origami paper. Look at the folds on that. That's so much sharper and nicer. So but still, I like it. I've put a light in there, and I had to cut quite a big hole in the back to feed the light through, and the glue still isn't entirely dry, but it's dried quite a lot, and you can see the glue in there has pulled that paper in as well. So again, printer paper, not that great. But anyway, I'm going to use it. Let me just light that. Ooh, look at that. How turn off the light. Yeah, I like that. It's very pretty. Now I just have to hang it up. Well, just put that in place here. Let's see if I can get it to hang straight. That's always a bit of a struggle with those electrical wires. There. And now I have to turn it on. That's really nice. I love it. Until next time.